Hello everyone, this is a movie ship and this is a non-human movie. A group of students went on a field trip, but suddenly the zombie apocalypse began. Tamara comes to pick up her friend Avery, as they love to get to school together. They are so engrossed in the conversation that they do not notice the cyclist and knock him down. Fortunately, Randall was not injured and is about to scold the boy, but when he sees Tamara, he abruptly stops talking and tries to ask her out on a date. Everything is ruined by a gang led by Donnie, Hunt, and Yossi, who throw a glass of drink at him. Tamara even offers to give Randall a lift, but Avery says they don't have room. After a while, the students are going on a field trip, and their teacher, Lawrence, seizes the phone. At the same time, as soon as he found out that Avery did not have a phone, he did not miss the moment to make fun of Lawrence. He took the phones so that the students would be closer to nature. Already on the way, Lorenzo believes that the driver, Wayne, is going somewhere wrong. An argument begins between them. Wayne didn't keep track of the road and something gets knocked down. The glass has become so dirty that Wayne doesn't realize where he's going and crashes into a tree. Something outside is hitting the bus. So far, the steam radio is broadcasting that all residents should find a safe place and wait for subsequent alerts. Someone knocked on the door, and Lorenzo ordered the door to be opened, which was a big mistake. The monster attacks the teacher. Panic begins. The students open the back door and escape, but some of them are much less lucky and manage to catch them. The camper reaches an abandoned building, but there were already remnants of a horse there and they decide to go further. Someone screaming is everywhere. Johnny believes that they are completely safe, as there are no monsters. Still, he doesn't want to find out who exactly is shouting and keeps going into the new building, where they pick up items that can be used as weapons. Steven doesn't miss the moment to roll up to Cave, promising to protect her. And Jassy tries to pull Tamara into their group and Stuman, and their classmate Candace comes out. Ever wants to help her, but Randall hints that there is a zombie walking around. Ever is not going to leave Candace. She rips out the board and tries to distract the zombie, but he attacks Candace anyway, and the already converted war breaks through the door. The monsters use Candace to knock down the door early. The other zombie was much stronger and breaks through the whole wall. The students lock themselves in a new room in a panic and prop up the door with a board. Everything inside was painted with neon paint. It turns out Tulsa was here. Moreover, Ryan was already hiding here. He says that he saw how people began to behave aggressively and attacked each other. And before they could finish, another door was broken down. The zombie brought his friends. The students don't know what to do now because Wayne is standing behind the other exit. But Randall praises the loophole. It remains to break through the board and get out into the corridor. There were too many zombies, and Hunt was being dragged away. And Ryan was so fat that he couldn't fit into the road, forcing Ever to push him through. Dane blames Ever for his friend's death, as if she was the one who attracted them. But Tamara notices something strange. The mannequins in the room are very similar to them. What if what is happening to them is rigged by someone? Wayne bursts into the room, and he tries to grab Tamara, not noticing Randall sneaking up behind him and knocking him out. Tamara thanks Rondola for saving her. Various substances fell out of Wayne's pockets, and only a lighter can be useful. Dane felt bad. Randall asks what's going on with them, and then Dane reveals that someone has injured him. Now Don has only one goal, to save his friend, even though he can't even climb the stairs. Ryan offers a bottle of water, calls Don Daniel. He didn't like it and he attacks the guy. As always, they are interrupted by Wayne's appearance. He grabs Dana and they both fall down. The group sees that Dane strangely gets up and runs away into the fog, and Randall promises Jassy that he will help her survive. And he tells others that it's too dangerous to leave the building. They need to encode themselves inside, although Ever understands that this is completely pointless. They don't have any supplies, so how is he going to survive? At the same time, it is unlikely that anyone will look for them here. You need to find help. Alternatively, you can lure all the monsters to one place and escape to the bus, where their phones should still be. Randall is against it, but Ever doesn't care about his opinion. She will do what she sees fit and packs up several cans of paint, creating an incendiary grenade from them. Zombies see the flames and head in his direction. Ever leaves the group. Tamara wants to stop her, but Ever says she is disappointed in her, as she chose popular guys for her friend's place. But Steven is not going to leave Ever and leaves with her. They manage to get to the bus, but the phones could not withstand the accident and were destroyed. Now Ever thinks of herself as a loser who came up with a useless plan. Steven calms Ever down. She notices a green light and realizes that the emergency call they heard was recorded on tape, which means someone is behind all this, when suddenly Steven knocks out the girl, saying that she shouldn't have found out. And then Randall shows up, who was in league with Steven. A month ago, Randall came up with a plan to make fun of the most popular students and at the same time please the girls. They were the ones who prepared the abandonment. The main zombie was Chip Man. He was supposed to knock out their teacher, but he eliminated them for something. Ever half deliriously remembers Chip. In the past, Wayne joined their company. He had a bad relationship with Lawrence, which is why he didn't mind hurting him. And the accident was caused by a balloon filled with red paint. As for the other zombies, they are humans, but because of the substances that produce the chip, they have become dumb. An argument begins between them. They did not think that everything would go so far. Chip doesn't see this as a problem. None of them will remember what happened because of the effects of the slurry on the human brain. Ever remembers a zombie asking for her help. Chip wants to finish what he started, and in order to preserve their freedom, they decide to eliminate the survivors. Steven doesn't want to do this, but Randall asks him to cool down. Only the chip remains on the bus. Ever tries to creep away unnoticed, but she can't. The teacher's introduction asks her to fight to the end, as she has a family. This awakens the second breath, and Ever knocks out the chip, and then delivers several augmented blows. At this time, all the zombies were already kept in one cage. The guys give them the development of the chip, after which Randall goes to the students and says that he managed to catch all the zombies and now they can easily deal with them, passing out weapons along the way, but Ever spoils everything. She tells people that it's all a setup, which Donnie confirms. Tamara believes Ever and attacks Randall. His bulk rips off the curtain, behind which there was a final drawing where the guys stand in the images of the hero, and the girls hug them. Randall gets a huge dose of the substance. His aggression turns out to be 100%. Only by teaming up they managed to defeat him. Still, their plan worked, but not the way they wanted it to. The students solved their problems and now they are all friends. That's where the movie comes to an end, and we'll be glad to hear from you. We'll be back very soon. Bye!